It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, providing big city healthcare with a hometown touch. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, May 8th, 2019 at 7 a.m.
Another beautiful morning.
Yep.
I think we got rain on the way, but it's a beautiful morning.
If you got something to do and it's dry, you better get it done
yard
now.
Mode, yeah. Grass is going to jump back out.
Better get it done now.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis. Brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, the best care in the state, best care anywhere. I like that. That's from MASH. Remember that?
Best care anywhere?
Best care anywhere. They had the big old MASH sign, best care anywhere. You know.
You were a MASH fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I like MASH. It was
You bring
fun.
that up a lot, so I'm assuming
There's
that
a lot of good quotes
all
in there.
that's still running
There's
in
a
your
lot
head.
of good quotes in there.
You remember MASH from years ago, but you can't remember yesterday. Okay.
What happened yesterday?
Exactly my point.
Baxter Regional Medical Center. Be sure to check out the BRMC Urgent Care 24/7 from your smartphone, tablet, or computer. Only $69 per visit. You get started today. Download the app. To enroll, you go to App Store or Google Play, BaxterRegionalCare.com. And also for the addiction issues we have, and I had this on the screen, but I got so many things to go on today. First Step, which is a pain medication, drug, and alcohol stabilization service. You can call them at 508-7590. It's a part of the Baxter Regional Medical Center team. And so, talk about innovation.
Oh, they're cutting edge. I was talking about yesterday about these
Oh,
robotic.
yeah, you were at that. Yeah.
You can't call them dolls. What would you call them? I mean, they're full
Demonstrator
size.
gizmos. I don't
They're
know.
full size bodies that talk to you and breathe and make all noises, and you get a practice on and realize when you mess up, and it's a good thing.
All you have to remember, if I'd be good at that. I'm hungry. Feed me.
Hey, if it ever
You got
goes,
coffee?
if that thing ever goes down, I'll nominate
There
Dale
you
to
go.
go in. You guys can use him as a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Dale will have them giving you directions to Old Time Restaurant. That's
Well,
what-
yeah,
there you go. Biscuits and gravy, please.
Baxter Regional Medical Center, best care anywhere. We appreciate them sponsoring the show. And be sure to check out Urgent Care 24/7. Only $69 per visit. Go to BaxterRegionalCare.com.
Right from your cell phone.
You betcha.
Cell
you
phone,
pick up the
tablet.
cell phone, literally, and you follow the prompts once you log it in, and you can talk directly to a doctor. Yep, directly to a doctor.
Now, I would recommend, because you got to kind of set up an account, it'd be good to go on and set up an account now.
Yep.
And that way, when you need it, your account's already
All you
there.
do is
You
hit that
just
app
click
button and
right
go.
on, and right in you go.
All right. Baxter Regional Medical Center, I'll tell you what, they serve about 18 counties between here and the state line. People come on down, best care
18
anywhere.
counties. Wow.
18
wow.
counties, yeah. And I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee. Hope you're doing the same thing. Brewed Awakening Coffee with 3 locations to serve you. They'll be getting a little bit busy on Bomber Boulevard. And it ain't going to be too much longer. They ain't going to be busy very
School's about out.
7:03 a.m. They're going to be busy right now, but come about the 24th, it's going to be slimming down a bit. They'll still have the traffic. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. They always got the
You
traffic.
got Bomber Boulevard, Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, and you got 62 East Plaza. The best coffee in town if you're not drinking Brewed Awakening and just drinking muddy water. And so come on down and have a cup of coffee with us. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive, just north at Pizza Hut. That's where we're at.
Yeah, come get the maximum strength
The adult
version.
dose. The adult dose of coffee. And Mike and his gang do a really good job. Appreciate their sponsorship. And, boy, they've been with us for a long time. Long time. Once again, Brewed Awakening Coffee. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening Coffee, you're just drinking muddy water. And, of course, Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Right here in Mountain Home, be sure to talk to Bruce or Charlotte, Chris, Brad. Anybody there will help you. Emergency situation or the passing of a loved one after a long illness, do your pre-planning now. Take care of things. They will step in and handle every situation so you don't have to worry when the need arises. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, they bring you morning prayer each and every day. So let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, for the first time in our state's history, drug overdose deaths surpass homicides, according to a report by the Arkansas Crime Lab filed on Monday. Lord, I believe we're in a crisis on the drug addiction, not only in Arkansas, but all over this country. It doesn't matter now whose fault it is. We need to somehow help those that are addicted to drugs and to stop this addiction. Yes, some are illegal and some are prescriptions. Lord, I pray you give us wisdom on how to reach out and help those struggling with addictions, plus help us to find better ways to educate our children on addictions before it's too late. That's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funerals of Arkansas bring morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
brace yourself.
Da, da, da. The weather.
Brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. For all your real estate needs, buying, selling, need some property, Arkansas or Missouri, give them a call. 870-405-0793, retirettoarkansas.net. And it's time to look at the White River.
You know, I think he's been practicing on that just a little bit.
We're going to get him a kazoo or a ukulele. It's safer.
What?
Take a look at the White River.
You're sounding good, Scooter. You're sounding good.
View of the White River from Marion
Told
County
you it was a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning from their house.
Yep. The open field, of course, is Cotter, Arkansas. That's down by Big Spring Park, the baseball field, the railroad area, and places like that. Beautiful White River that's brought to you by the Z-Team. Now, you can log into retirettoarkansas.net and check out the live webcam and pick that up. So, my friends in St. Louis area, whether you're on the Illinois side of the river or living in St. Louis or south of St. Louis over there, one of these days you're going to be retiring down here, so you need to see this. So, check out retirettoarkansas.net. or call the Z-Team at 870-405-0793. Now, they're needing some listings. When you have one whole room full of awards, you know, it's kind of like it's time to restock. So they need some listings, $80,000 to $150,000 and $151,000 to $250,000. If you're ready to sell, downsize, whatever it may be, call the Z-Team, 870-405-0793. Give them a call and say, we need to downsize, or we're moving back near the kids, we need to do this or that. They can help. And chances are they can have it sold very, very quickly, and they'll step in and help you out. Your professional real estate agents, Bob and Linda Zadora. They bring you the morning weather each and every day. So right now, 66 degrees in Mountain Home, 68 at Flippin, Harrison at 67, Yellville at 68, Salem, Arkansas at 66, same at Calico Rock, Mountain View at 61, at 62 in St. Louis, Poplar Bluff at 67, West Plains at 66, same at Branson and Watford City, North Dakota. They've had a 70-degree increase in temperature since February. They're at 30 degrees.
We did too.
Yeah. Watford City, North Dakota at 30 degrees. I'm sure Caleb's watching today. Like, dude, it's warm. Anyway, I wanted to bring this to our attention right now. Severe outlook for today. Oh, where do we start? Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, Louisiana. And so southwest Arkansas, northwest Louisiana, east central Texas. This is where the enhanced and the severe storm outlook could be for today. And so there we go, the Doppler radar, the colorful blob. From Texas to the Dakotas. Yep, there's the text from Caleb. Sure am. Thank you, Caleb. Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, you name it. It's just all the way through the middle part of the state, and eventually that will be coming through. So let's take a look at that Little Rock stop. And you can see in the western edge of the state right now, we have Fayetteville to Fort Smith and across the Oklahoma line. Most of the highways are affected right now to a certain extent in Arkansas, with the exception of Interstate 30 once you get past Hot Springs. So 62, 412 east and west.
Put that in motion if you would.
Sure, yeah. Folks at home, you want to follow along, go to www.weather.gov, and you can navigate all this. Moving north.
It's like moving like it's, straight
Crawling north in it, yeah. So the rain pattern's moving north as the front moves east, I think.
That's weird.
Anyway, most of the highways in the northern part, from I-40 north, the highways will be affected, and then Interstate 30 down around Texarkana is not affected much at all. And so we'll back this out. Let's take a look at nothing in St. Louis yet. Better not. We get a ballgame move this afternoon. I-70
just got
St.
the
Louis.
intensity cranked up again.
Well, they do, don't they? They're trying to find that spot of water on mosquito's nose. I-70 Columbia, St. Louis, east of Vandalia, Effingham, Illinois, then East St. Louis, Illinois, east on 64 to Mount Vernon in good shape. I-55 Sykeston Cape into St. Louis, no problems there, and I-44 from Raleigh to St. Louis, that 100-mile stretch there Now southwest Missouri, where we're really going to pick up some stuff. There you go. There's the line of showers right there. I'm going to put that in motion and see what that looks like. Yeah, see the moisture's moving south to north while the front's moving east. And so, boy, we're going to get the rain. So you can see Kansas City on I-70 towards Columbia. You see I-49, Fayetteville getting a little bit just east of Fayetteville. Going to be a rainy day.
Your phone's going off again.
Yeah, it's Caleb again. With your kids dinging in like this on a TV show, it's okay. Right?
I'm not making any comment. That's my pet peeve.
He's got headphones on, so that dings like a bell going off in his head. We have a colorful forecast map here. Let's see, we have severe thunderstorm watch in Texas, severe thunderstorm warning down here in south central Texas. We have the greens, the light greens, the off greens, the light greens, all of that is an indication of some possibilities, some flooding. The deep red is a flash flood warning here in south Kansas. Today's forecast, 90% chance of heavy rain today, high of 74. Tonight, an 80% chance of heavy rain, low of 63. A 40% chance of thunderstorms on Thursday, high of 75. Low Thursday night, 48. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 68 degrees with a low of 51. Saturday, 65 degrees, low of 50. 70 on sunny with a slight chance of showers.
We going to be able to get any mowing done?
It's called slinging water now with blades.
With your Ranger.
Great. Now you got Caleb texting me. But at least we didn't have to hear the
Good
ding.
job, dude.
At least we didn't have to hear the ding.
But every 30 seconds, hit send when you can. Pollen count for today, 2.7.
Okay. Now, yesterday it said today was going to be 6 point something.
No, it was 2.7.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 8.4 medium
No,
high
on
yesterday.
mine it was. Yesterday was 2.7,
No.
and then it said today was 6.8.
No,
I'll play it back later.
no.
I'm telling you, because that's why I told you it's kind of opposite. I said if it's raining, why would it be going?
Because it was 2.7. They had forecast 2.7 for a day because of the rain. 2.7 day low, medium, mulberry, oak, and grasses. Tomorrow, a 5.5 medium.
There you go.
Yep. Okay. How's that?
Is that it?
You know, when it comes down to that pollen, I'm sneezing.
Yeah, you can tell just by sneezing.
2.7, 8.4. Who cares? I'm sneezing. Morning weather brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda's the door. Let's take another look at the White River real quick. And once again, go to retire2arkansas.net and check out the live cam. They're getting a little bit cloudy over there in the west. See it a little bit? It's a little bit darker there
I
in the
see
west.
it a little bit over there.
Yeah. And so be sure to call them 870-405-0793, retire2arkansas.net. Community calendar time. Let's see. Liver and onions and ham and beans.
That's lunch. You did good.
Yep.
Liver and onion or ham and beans.
I've already had breakfast, so yeah, I'm looking ahead.
They both come with 2 sides of a roll of cornbread for $6.88, or for breakfast, hamburger, steak, and eggs. Comes with hash browns, biscuit, and gravy or toast. Salt,
Last week
$6.88.
y'all had a special. You had the lasagna special.
Yes.
I had to go try that. It was excellent.
We're making, I think she's doing 3 big, huge sheets of lasagna today that somebody had ordered out. So
Really, it was good. It was good.
I think she said the sheriff's department's doing some things, so
Really.
they wanted lasagna. So there we go.
All right.
Don't quote me, but that's what I thought our
All
cook
right.
said.
Let's see. Almost 7:14. We're fighting some time here. I'll do maybe 2 of these real quick. Baxter County Community Resource Awareness event located on the south side of the square this Saturday, May 11th from 10 to 1. Discover and learn about local area resources that offer hope for those suffering from substance abuse and addictions. Free food, free music, free fun, free information brought to you by Baxter County Forward, Mountain Home High School East Program, Baxter Regional Medical Center, and the Mountain Home Chamber of Commerce. And I'll throw one more in there because we have the father-daughter ball coming up. After this weekend, it's all over. I mean, Night with Your Night and father-daughter ball Friday, May 10th and Saturday, May 11th. We've got some ticket scalpers out there. I'm seeing it all over. No, they're not scalping tickets, but it is a very popular event. This is a fundraiser for the Mountain Home Christian Academy. Give them a call at 424-6622. It's almost 7:15. We need to take a break and get everybody in on set.
You got it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
(7:19), and we want to welcome Jessica Wade, Bruce Emerson, and Debbie Mize, and we're going to be talking about Child Care Aware, and I'm going to do a minimum amount of talking so we can get all this information out to the folks. So, Debbie, go ahead.
Thank you so much for having us.
My pleasure.
We're so happy to be here. Child Care Aware serves 14 counties in Northcentral Arkansas. We are a regional resource and referral agency, and that means that we help parents find child care. But a big part of what we do is also supporting the child care providers that are already out there through training, technical assistance, coaching, making sure that they have connections to resources that they need, because we the main topic we want to talk about this morning, we want to talk about quality care and what that looks like. Quality care is what all children deserve and what they need to have optimum growth and brain development and as skills to be ready to enter kindergarten. When we talk about brain development, the first 3 years of life are a period of incredible growth in all babies' development. We know physically how quickly they grow, but their brain is growing exponentially too. They can create over 1 million neutrons a second. So not only do child care providers have a fabulous opportunity to make good things happen, they also have a responsibility to make sure that those children are getting positive experiences when they're in child care. And the development of the brain is affected by many different factors. Some of those are relationships, the relationship with their parents, any other caregiver, family, relationships within child care are very important. Experiences they have, and the environment that they're in. Those all affect brain development as well. And by the age of 3, a child's brain is at 80% of adult size.
Really?
Not saying that they have all the knowledge for sure, but as far as brain growth, and by age 5, they're at 90%. So you can see how important the early years are. It's very important.
The graphic we have on the screen, can we pull that back up, Scooter? Yeah. We'll take a look at that here. We've got the monitor here to our left. 85 to 90% of the brain is developed by age 5.
Correct.
Now that's the overall size and the capability?
Yes. And when you think about the brain, when a baby's born, man, they're wide open. They're like a sponge. And the more experiences they have, the more language that they're exposed to, the more positive things that happen, the more relationships, the back and forth between the caregivers, the love, the nurturing, that all makes a big difference in that brain development. Because if those neurons, they have the capability of doing 1 million a second.
Yeah, let's pull that back up here, the second bullet point here.
1 million
Over
a second.
1 million connections are made every second
in a kid's brain during those first 3 years. And so that's...
What do they mean by connections? What's that mean?
That's all the neurons that are happening within the brain. So it's like little firings going off.
Really?
I use a gesture in my trainings, but all the brain, the neurons, and all the connections, the synapses that's happening within the brain. It's building, it's like weaving the brain.
Wow.
And if they're not getting those experiences, those connections are not being made.
Okay, so the experience, let's say that you've got an 18-month-old and he's trying to put the round gizmo in the square peg thing, you know what I'm saying, the little toys?
Yeah. Yes.
What the triangle, square, cross, and whatever. That's part of the development?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, is that part of the 1 million connections? Is that how they...
Yes. Yeah.
That's how fast they move when you leave the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
But yes, the brain development is just amazing. And when they're not used, when we teach kids things, and just like us, if we don't use our knowledge, it gets pruned away. And so the same thing happens with the brain early on.
So that's the third bullet point here.
Right.
Some connections are strengthening while others are pruned. When does the pruning start? Do they actually start by age 5 or before?
Before age 5.
Really?
Yeah. Because like a baby, they're born to speak any language.
Yes.
Whatever they hear is what they can learn. So they could learn any language at all. But whatever language is used with them, that's what their brain is going to attach to, and that connections is what's going to be made in the brain, and the capacity to learn other languages, that will fall away.
That's why it's so, you go to high school, college, and try to learn another language. It's very, very difficult. An adult, it's difficult to learn another language. But for a child, they're talking fluently by, some of them by 2, very fluently by 2. It's very easy for them.
Now, this is the dumb question of the day.
Okay.
We all speak English, but if we all went to London, England, and try to listen to the British talk, it's hard to understand English with that accent. Is that part of this brain development that
it's whatever you're exposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what your brain absorbs, and that's what makes your connections. It's whatever your environment is. Environment plays a huge role in brain development, being exposed to. Now, we want our kids to grow up to be healthy, happy, ready to learn. We have to give them those experiences and develop the brain as strong as we possibly can. But experiences, both positive and negative, are going to have an effect on that brain. And unfortunately, we have a lot of kids that are in not the best circumstances. And so we're seeing a lot of behavior issues. And when they have negative experiences, that definitely affects brain development as well. And so we're seeing providers having a lot of challenges right now.
So the next bullet point, why is quality child care so important? What does that have to do with all of this? I think that's a good point that you just made.
Because in quality care, you have trained child care providers that know how to meet the needs of the children. They know age-appropriate activities to do, and they know how important the nurturing part is. And to develop relationships with the children helps strengthen the brain development. Everything they do in early care and education affects brain development. And
Okay, let me ask you this. I've just had one of my little side rail thoughts here.
Okay.
I'm looking at this. Why is quality child care so important? What does that have to do with this? So let's say you've got a 3-year-old in a home daycare, and perhaps he's spoiled, the little spoiled brat, but there's 4 or 5 other kids that aren't spoiled. How do you you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
You got the little, I wanted that ball, or I wanted this, or I want, and somebody else had.
Well, one of the
Is that part of this development?
It absolutely is,
Behavior?
because the social emotional development is key too. That's part of the brain development, is the social emotional. So learning to get along with others. If you talk to kindergarten teachers, a lot of what they want the kids to be able to, kindergarten readiness, is getting along with each other, being able to play together, self-regulation, taking turns, keeping your hands to yourself, is key. When you're in the group settings, you can learn all of that. And yes, sometimes those special children can be challenging. But that's part of what we do, and the state sees that as well, to give the teachers, all of our early child care educators, the tools they need. We need to give them the tools to be able to work with the children however they come to them.
Another crazy question here. Young girl's expecting her first child, 3-4 months along, and reads out loud. I've heard that child can actually pick up on the reading.
That and music, it stimulates the brain in utero. Sure does.
Amazing. But Bruce, how long ago was it we had we were talking about the abuse? Remember that we had the digital?
Yeah.
When was that? When did we do that? Was that last
fall? It was in the fall, and October sounds right, but yeah, it was last fall.
Now that causes brain damage.
Yes. We had the infant, the baby, and shaking, and you all brought that.
The shaking baby.
And and when you shake and the head begins to rock, and you get the brainstem damage, and then you get the brain rattling around, you might say, inside the cavity.
I remember that. Yeah.
And it bruises, and that was great, because it was showing the lights when it would go off. You could see actually where the brain damage occurred in the frontal and all that. That was
So now with that type of abuse, Debbie, and I can't talk today. Where does that fall in? Does that hurt the brain development or the connections?
Well, the connections are part of that brain development. That is what the brain development is those connections being made.
So what Bruce was talking about will affect the connections?
Totally.
Really?
Totally. It damages the brain. Those connections may not ever be made. When we talk about shaken baby syndrome, that is shaking a baby so violently, and it only takes 10 seconds or less for that to happen.
That's extensive whiplash.
Yes. And you got to think that the baby's brain when you think about it, it's kind of like in a cup of ungelled Jello, because it's not mature enough yet in the baby. It hasn't anchored itself.
Right.
And so it's just going to slosh around.
What we used to call the soft spot is that skull.
Right.
How long does it take? Was that?
By the time they're a year, that should be closed. But yes, it absolutely affects, because one of the first things to be affected is eyesight, and it breaks the veins that go to the eyes. So you have bleeding and detached retinas, and then motor skills are affected.
Motor skills with eye damage, then your eye to hand coordination is all messed up.
Totally, yeah, blindness, and then the prefrontal lobe in the cerebral cortex is the front of the brain. It's right here. That's where all the executive functioning takes place. So when you damage that, all of your thought, reasoning, self-control, problem solving, that's all damaged. You can't process things. And about 25% of the shaken babies, they die. You have
20%?
Over 25% die immediately during the process. Some are damaged
out of
forever. Yeah.
Is that an Arkansas stat, or is that a nationwide?
National. It's national. But just learning to just put a baby down in a safe place and walk away. Don't get to that point where you just lose it. That's the key. And hospitals in Baxter Regional shows a video that talks about that, and before parents ever leave the hospital with a baby. Mm-hmm. So kudos to them. Every hospital in the nation should be doing that. But when we go back to some of these negative experiences, Arkansas, unfortunately, is number one in the nation for adverse childhood experiences. That means
we get all the top stuff, though.
I know. It's sad.
This is what we're talking about right here is so key in future development. But this is one of the reasons why I'm so proud to be associated with Child Care Where. When Judge Ott asked me if I would come on to this, I had no idea. I didn't have a clue. What's Child Care Where? Where they at? What do they do? And
the first time you approached me with it last year, Bruce, it's like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Some of the stats we're hearing.
I didn't know, and so it's been a learning experience for me. But these ladies do a fabulous
I'm shocked.
job.
I mean, they're working with it every day.
Yes.
And I was shocked when you called me that one time, late September last year. I said, you got to be kidding me.
What is this? Yeah.
Some of the stats. 7:30. Let's grab a quick break, Scooter, before we get too far along here, and we got some more graphics to pull up here. So we'll be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaires Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity and hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaires Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
$7:36, visiting with Child Care Aware. Jessica, Bruce, and Debbie are here, and I'm going to pick up where we left off. What do we need to talk about now?
Well, I wanted to mention the ACEs again. And like I said, Arkansas is number one, and that's 1 in 3 children have had 2 or more adverse experiences. They call it an ACEs score, and the ACEs, of course, stands for Adverse Child Experiences. And the reason that for that is, to just name a few, is poverty, child abuse, child neglect, food insecurity, drug abuse in the home. That's just a few of the reasons. So we have kids in a lot of difficult situations. And so when they come to child care, we need to have staff that can recognize their needs and respond to those and let them feel, number one, they need to feel safe in child care. They need to feel loved and nurtured so that they can relax to be able to learn. Because if you're in a stress mode, and we all know when our body tenses up, we can't relax to be able to learn. And so we've got to make child care a safe place to be.
So, I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this. So even a 5, 6, 7-year-old child can be so emotionally drained from a bad home environment that it can affect the learning experience.
It's Absolutely. Toxic stress syndrome.
Say that again.
Toxic stress syndrome. Yeah, there's actually, it's very, very problematic.
Toxic stress
Very
syndrome.
real.
I've never heard of that.
Dale, here's one of the reasons why that I called you last year to start this process that these ladies are bringing up. Excuse me. You and I had a discussion, and you even done a program, a video on bullying, and we'll probably talk about that later on. But everything that we have talked about up until now, you've got the infant, you've got pre, and then you've got the very basis months, and now we're talking about 3 to 5 years, and that emotional mindset, the development of that child, and here we are, and you called it toxic what?
Toxic stress syndrome. Toxic
stress syndrome. Okay, and we're looking at 4 or 5 year old children. And now extrapolate that out, if you will, to the program that you did, Dale, with the bullying in school. What in my mind, what I'm seeing here, and what these ladies are talking about, is we have as a society now set the base for what we're seeing in the program that you did with the bullying. I mean,
so in other words, the child can get it at school and he can get it at home. So it's a lose-lose situation.
But the base has been set for it. That's what they know. That's what they've learned. That's the development that they've experienced, instead of, as Debbie spoke to, the loving, the nurturing, the positive, and not having to deal with a screaming brat next door. And so that development that was there, it's already set in motion, and so there has to be at some point in time, there has to be an interruption or break in that to stop that development into the positive. That's what I'm seeing, and that's one of the reasons.
So just how does it fall in what Bruce talking about? What I'm seeing here, did y'all see what we did back in January, the addictions, bullying, suicide documentary?
Yes.
Did y'all see that?
I did.
The young girl down at Flippin, 14 years old, took her own life, but it was evil words. She had a great home life. Well, let's talk about kids that don't have that home. Say they've got a drug addiction type situation and they go to school and get bullied. So they put up with this crap at home. They put up with this crap at school. So,
and there you go. But and that's getting away. That's
no. That's
is that part of it?
Jessica needs to now. Then she needs to bring the cart on up and hook the horses up to it. But I got ahead of you, Jessica.
No,
jump
that's
in and
fine.
go. Jump in.
That's
and go.
fine. I was just adding to what Debbie was saying, because there is most certainly a connection between a baby who's brought up in a stressful home environment, doesn't get what they need at school, doesn't get that nurturing care. They're going to become a chaotic adult because that's all they know. There is no doubt about it. Their body is wired that way. That's the connections they made. That's the connections that
they don't know anything else.
That's the connections that were fostered when they were growing up. They don't know anything else. So absolutely, that's how they're going to grow up. And these are the children that we are seeing in our daycares, in our preschools, and the teachers are asking for help. And these are some of the things that we're trying to figure out how we can help with, because the teachers are wanting to help lower some of that stress for these kids and try to get these kids to a better place so that they can learn and they can be not in fight or flight mode all the time. But our teachers just don't have what they need in their toolbox, per se. So I was just trying to put a name to what Debbie was talking about.
But the state
Y'all got a hard job.
The state recognizes it's the Division of Child Care, and they are putting the pieces of the puzzle together and getting the things that we need to get out there to help the teachers. Some good trainings are coming up. Some good social and emotional trainings are coming. Doing more coaching with the classroom teachers to give them tips and strategies to use in the classroom. But we know, and teaching more kindness, teaching empathy, big push to just those things that you think should just
what
be
about
there.
One-on-one? Do they have the time to one-on-one where you just take 15 minutes? And I go back to my church in Illinois, the largest Southern Baptist church by attendance in the state at that time. I was 10 years old. I want to run that sound system. You got 700 people said, okay, if you think you can do it, do it.
Yeah.
I was 10 years old. Now there's probably 400 other people in that building that could have done it, but they let me. And that little bit of confidence that they had in me has lasted for 50 years.
Good teachers recognize that. They do. But you got to think too. If you've got a room of 20 and there's two of you, you have 23-year-olds or 24-year-olds, and you have 4 or 5 kids that are struggling, it's real challenging to give. But kudos to our teachers. They have a hard job.
Are we reaping the benefits of the Woodstock generation?
Whoa, that's not one for me.
No, I'm not qualified to answer that.
Y'all do remember Woodstock in '69, right?
Well,
Bruce,
I wasn't very old.
That was a rude awakening. It really was.
Do you remember Woodstock?
I've seen pictures.
Yeah. Some of them you didn't want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Arkansas also, we have I think we have one of the best divisions, early care and education. state agencies, because they're always looking forward. They're trying to make trainings available. We're one of the few states that don't charge for trainings.
Really?
We offer all of our trainings. We do all of our trainings for free. The one exception is the conferences, because that's where we pull in guest speakers and things, and we have to pay them, so we have to cover that cost. But all the trainings in Arkansas is free, and you do not see that in other states. And so that's a real blessing to the providers, because you got to think about our providers. A lot of them are entry-level jobs. They're paid minimum wage. Unless you're associated with maybe a school district or an agency that can pay you higher wage, you start in at entry level, usually at minimum wage.
So you were talking about in the state, it sounds like they're trying to find some light in the darkness here.
They are. And
any answer to, just any logical answer?
Matter of fact, last year, Miss Tanya Williams, that's the director of child care, wrote a grant for trauma-based training and care. And this year she's in phase 1 of putting together a strategic plan that can be used to address this, and year 2 is when we're going to start delivering all the training. So hopefully by January of 2020 we'll have everything. Of course, you got to get the money to get everything to go. So we're working on that, and we'll be doing some of those trainings, I'm sure. We're starting a new program called Mudagrees, and it's it's pulling in stuffed animals. Children will adopt a stuffed animal and they start caring for it. So we're trying to teach empathy, caring, respect, love, all that through that. And one cool thing is, in your area, Clinton School District in Van Buren County, do you serve Clinton?
Yeah.
They are doing it, and the Mudagrees program is from preschool through 12th grade. Clinton is recognized through Yale University, was the creators of this program.
Really?
And we have a state liaison to Yale in the Conway area. And so we're working with her. She's training us. It's a curriculum that you use. But the Clinton School has used it all the way through 12th grade, and it's recognized on the Yale University website for the Mudagrees. So it's a very successful program. So we're trying to be as proactive in every way that we can. To address the situation, because the kids need it. What the kids need is our number one focus, and so we're really trying hard to meet the needs of the teachers and to be able to meet the needs of the children. So
just grab another quick break. 7:47 come up. 7:48. Be right back.
And then you can take it into emergent literature.
Sure, all mowers cut grass, but only a Ferris mower with suspension technology can provide you with increased productivity, quality of cut, durability, and comfort. The caster wheels and cutting deck are connected to the frame beneath the suspension. This lets the deck follow the wheels as they move up and down in relation to the ground contours. Maintaining the distance between the deck and the ground results in a beautiful, consistent cut. Visit your local
agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. There she is. Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox, safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. 4-wheel suspension, handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
7:50, and we're talking with Child Care Aware. Debbie and Jessica and Bruce are here, and we'll pick it right up where we left off.
Okay. Well, let's move on into screen time. Of course.
Meaning time spent on the phone.
Hang on, let me.
You know, my 5-year-old grandson can operate my phone better than I can. The kids have access to electronics, media that we never dreamed of course.
Can you imagine having this kind of technology in '63 when John Kennedy was shot in Dallas?
Oh my gosh.
We would probably know who did it.
Yeah. But too much screen time is becoming a real issue for these kids, and parents need to be really aware of that.
Well, my day was TV. Turn that TV off and you go outside and play.
Yeah.
You know, if I catch you turn that thing on again, you're not going to watch it for a week.
Research shows that it's best for no screen time for children 2 and under. And that's in child care, that's the rule that's followed. That's in licensing. No screen time for 2 and under. And then it needs to be limited, because the risk of too much screen time, we've seen kids have severe headaches. They are becoming more obese because they're not having the physical activity. They're just sedentary. It's causing obesity. It's leading to poor vision.
Really?
It affects posture. And I saw a study the other day, and it was predicted that adults, or all of us, in just a few years are going to have a neck issue from looking down at our phones all the time.
Talk to my chiropractor.
Yes. So it affects posture. It causes irregular sleep cycles. We're not getting enough rest. But it takes
we actually change church services because of football games on television.
Oh my!
Think about that. When the Super Bowl's around, I mean, we used to have Sunday night service. Now it's a Super Bowl party. That's how much this has come around.
Right.
You know.
So if you'll put the graphic up. If you look at this graphic, it says the child's gone to bed. So her brain's still going. That was a long day. Shh, time to switch off. Then the brain starts going, baby shark, do-do-do-do-do, baby shark, and you see her eyes pop open. Best graphic I've ever seen to emphasize this. Your brain, a child's brain, it takes 2 hours for the brain to detach from that screen time. So for the brain to just calm down and to be able to go to sleep, because it's overstimulated. So if you let a child stay up till 8 o'clock and you put them to bed and they've had screen time till 8, it's 10 o'clock before their brain can disengage, so they can go to sleep.
Relax before the brain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so we're seeing kids that are not getting enough rest because of this. But in our children, it's taking a big toll on imagination. You know, usually you would play with toys and you would imagine things, but now it's screen time. There's studies showing that they're unable to tolerate losses. Have you seen kids playing the video games, how intense they get and how violent? If you interrupt that game, you know, they may throw a controller at you or something.
Yes.
Well, my main concern with some of those games is I've talked
It's
a lot
very
about
violent.
Fantasy versus reality.
Right.
And I'm thinking of some of these teen suicides, I'll show them, wait till they see what I can do, you know.
Right.
And I'm just wondering, well, I think did I email that to you about, is it fantasy versus reality?
Yeah. Well, it gives way to anxiety and depression. It increases violence. It leads to lesser social interaction, and the intensity that some of these kids get when they're playing the games, it's just not healthy. It is not healthy. So we need to address this with our children, with ourselves. We tend to be, we want our own social media.
I think what really makes me mad, at myself, I need to run to town real quick. Get down to the first stop sign. Forgot my phone. Bruce, did you ever think that we'd be so
Dale, I
tied to a device?
Yes. My granny and grandpa raised me from 6 years old.
Yeah.
And our phone at the house was a party line. You
Yeah.
remember
Oh, yeah.
those?
Oh, yeah.
So not only did we have that, if I wanted to speak on the phone to anybody, I had to ask permission. Before I could get permission, I got the nth degree. Who are you going to call? How long are you going to be? What are you going to talk about? All those questions had to be answered before I could even get on the phone, and then you didn't know if they were home or who you were calling had permission to talk on. And now then, it's instant. It's instant gratification, and I think that is a lot of what. And Jessica, I think you've got some points to talk about that concerns that as well in the toxic syndrome that you were talking about earlier. I could go on and on. Jessica,
no, that's okay.
Jessica Wade is here with us. Go ahead.
No, that's all right, because what you're saying is important. I mean, the instant gratification is very important because there's no patience anymore. I mean,
no, there's really not.
I'm my husband's probably laughing if he's watching. I have a very short patience span. I don't know if that's because of the amount of children we have or if I was just born that way, but I don't have a lot of patience, and some of that is probably because of my cell phone, because I can pick the phone up and call who I want right now. You know, I can text or whatever, and our kids
how
are.
many times I think, I just texted him 3 minutes ago. Why hasn't he answered me back yet?
Exactly.
But we just need to be aware, all of us need to be aware of the amount of time that we're using and taking away from our families and from our children, and that it's not healthy.
What about the old family dinner? You sat down at 6 o'clock, everybody was at the table, you said the prayer, you had the dinner, you sat there and visited, the TV was shut off, cell phones didn't exist.
No.
The John Boy era.
The John Boy era.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing we want to move into, because I know our time is short, I want Jessica to talk about emergent literacy real quickly.
So something that's really important in our quality childcare and why we push for quality childcare is, you know, by the time they get to kindergarten, they're expected to have a foundation of letter knowledge, phonemic awareness, even definitely some number sense, and being able to count and do some of these skills that we used to not even touch on until kindergarten. Now there is a lot of skills that they're expected to know by the time they get there. So with emergent literacy, we really can start that really early by just the simple reading books to our kids. You know, showing them what a book is, how to treat a book, how to take care of our books. By starting that young, it fosters a love for learning. It helps the kids to understand that books don't have to be, oh, I got to do this assignment. You know, books can be for enjoyment purposes. A lot of our kids see it as, I have to read this book because the teacher said so. I have to get this many points because...
If you make it fun early, it'll be fun later.
Absolutely.
There you go.
You know, the kids have to have these points because of this, or they have to do this. So if we start it early and, you know, get them engaged in books and make it fun for them, they'll enjoy it. Arkansas has started the Arkansas grade level reading program because they're wanting all kids to read on grade level by the end of third grade. The reason that they've chosen the end of third grade is
one more minute.
Okay.
2.
Because the end of third grade is because that's where they transition from learning to read to reading to learn.
Yep, I've heard that.
So what we can do is read to our kids, talk to our kids, help them become lifelong readers.
There you go.
Start using words and talking to them.
And you guys, I think, have the Dolly Parton Imagination Library starting here in Baxter County, trying to get that up and going.
Really?
And that's for, if the children sign up on that, they get a book a month till they're 5 years old.
Yes, free of charge.
There you go.
And you have also, I want to put one quick plug in, you have a very strong early childhood association in this area. Got some great folks, got a lot of good child care up here.
Yep.
And with that, we'll wish everybody a happy day. Stay dry, everybody. Rain's coming. See you tomorrow.